Y'all know how it is from the outside. Looking in, Dalton resembles a political pressure cooker about to blow its lid. Tensions between Henyard and the Board of Trustees have boiled over, transforming village board meetings into dramatic standoffs that seem more scripted than spontaneous. The dysfunction has escalated to the point where two competing meetings are being held in two different locations, one hosted by Henyard Village Hall and the other by the trustees at Dalton's Fieldhouse. The split in venues isn't just symbolic, it represents a deeper power struggle over who holds the reins of village governance. Henyard continues to assert her leadership from Village Hall. Dalton, Illinois, a political soap opera unfolding in real time. Dalton, Illinois, is no stranger, branded herself as a rightful and lone super mayor of Dalton. However, without a quorum, only two trustees typically attend her meetings. She cannot conduct official village business. Meanwhile, the other trustees, backed by a larger group and growing public support, meet at the Fieldhouse, where they claim to carry on the real governance of Dalton. And the situation reached a boiling point when Henyard decided to crash the Fieldhouse meeting. What she found was far from a warm welcome. The mayor was met with boos, jeers, and visible signs of hostility. Many residents turned their backs on her, while others voiced frustration over the growing chaos. Henyard's mere presence seemed to amplify the crowd's anger as weeks of unresolved disputes and power plays came to a head in one emotionally charged scene. In this drama, while rooted in logistical disagreements like with the whole village meetings, has revealed far more complex undercurrents. The Illinois Attorney General's office recently ruled that Village Hall is too small to safely and effectively accommodate large gatherings, especially when residents wish to participate in the democratic process. Security measures at Henyard's Village Hall meetings have also drawn criticism, with accusations that they make public participation nearly impossible. In contrast, the trustees argue that the Fieldhouse offers more space and transparency, making it the better choice for conducting public business. Their decision to move meetings, there's part practicality, part protest, but Mayor Henyard sees it as an act of political sabotage rather than yield. Henyard has filed a lawsuit asserting that Village Hall is the rightful and legal location for all official meetings. She contends that the Fieldhouse gatherings are not just disruptive, they are illegal. In her view, they are a calculated attempt to erode her authority, bypassing both transparency laws and her role as mayor. A lawsuit which names multiple defendants, including trustees and a local park district, is more than just a legal skirmish. It's a strategic power move, a bold gambit by Henyard to reassert her control over Dalton's political machinery. She alleges that by holding unauthorized meetings at the Fieldhouse, the trustees are intentionally excluding her, violating procedural norms, and undermining the legitimacy of village governance. For Henyard, this legal action is about more than just venue logistics. It's a statement loud and clear that she will not be sidelined. The Fieldhouse meetings, she argues, are an affront to her office and an attempt to marginalize her leadership. Under the guise of practicality, her lawsuit seeks not only to invalidate those meetings, but also to re-establish the boundaries of her authority. The tension doesn't stop there. Henyard has issued multiple vetoes against decisions made by trustees, doubling down on her stance that the alternative meetings are not just invalid, they are insubordinate. Each veto is another chess move and must become a high-stakes political game, with each side unwilling to cede an inch. This all paints a picture of a village government in disarray, with residents caught in crossfire. Trust and leadership is eroding, and community members are left wondering when or if the dysfunction will end. The line between transparency and chaos has grown thinner by the day, with both Henyard and the trustees accusing one another of stonewalling, disrespect, and undermine the rule of law. Henyard continues to frame herself as a defender of office, painting the lawsuit as a necessary counterattack against what she views as an organized effort to strip her of authority. She insists that the structure of village government must be respected, and that no group of trustees, regardless of how many residents they rally, can simply rewrite the rules of Henyard. This is about protecting the integrity of the mayor's office. To the trustees, it's about ensuring functionality, transparency, and representation for a frustrated public. And to the people of Dalton's, a soap opera with no end in sight, with lawsuits mounting, tempers flaring, and legal interventions increasing. One thing is clear: the political drama in Dalton is far from over. The coming months will likely see more legal maneuvers, power plays, and public outcry as both sides dig deeper into their respective trenches. Until then, all eyes remain fixed on Dalton, a small town now center stage in one of Illinois' most riveting political showdowns. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's reign in Dalton, power politics, and a deepening divide. Dalton, Illinois, is at the center of a political firestorm. At the heart of it all is Mayor Tiffany Henyard, with lawsuits mounting, finances in flux, and fierce criticism swirling around her leadership. Henyard has made it clear she's not backing down. What began as a battle over meeting locations has morphed into a full-blown war for control of Dalton's political future. Henyard's bold legal actions suing trustees and local officials who had chosen to hold board meetings without her goes beyond a logistical dispute. It's a pointed declaration she sees herself as a rightful authority in Dalton, and she's willing to go to court to protect that position by filing a lawsuit. Henyard is not just pushing back against her political opponents, she's sending a message to everyone watching, including the residents of Dalton. She is in charge, and she won't let her authority be undermined without a fight. The outcome of this lawsuit could have wide-reaching consequences. If Henyard wins, her grip on the mayor's office could be significantly strengthened, giving her the power to set the village's political agenda with fewer obstacles. But if she loses, it may weaken her already fragile standing and invite more challenges to her leadership. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: Henyard is determined to assert her role. Her actions are clear signal that she's ready to fight for her office no matter the cost. Yet the controversy doesn't stop at courtroom battles. Henyard's overall leadership style has drawn intense scrutiny from residents, trustees, and political observers alike. At the core of the debate is not just where meetings should be held, but how Dalton should be governed. And by asserts, Puma's most contentious issues is the Ville's growing financial deficit. Under Henyard's administration, Dalton has slipped into the red. Meanwhile, nearby Thornton, another municipality where Henyard also serves as mayor, is reportedly running a surplus. The contrast between the two towns has sparked serious questions about how she's managing her dual responsibilities and whether Dalton is being shortchanged in the process. Adding to the tension are Henyard's attempts to make significant appointments, including a new police chief, village administrator, and village attorney. Asserts, without board approval. A Cook County judge intervened, issuing a restraining order to prevent her from unilaterally filling these powerful positions. These are not ceremonial roles. They have major influence over the daily operation of the village, and the trustees have shown no interest in rubber stamping Henyard's picks. Trustees and critics have accused Henyard of attempting to centralize power, bypassing checks and balances in her quest for control. Some have even gone administration remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: her time in office will be remembered not just for bold moves, but for the controversy, resistance, and political upheaval that came with them. Dalton in crisis. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's political future hangs in the balance as the political firestorm engulfing Dalton, Illinois, shows no signs of slowing down. At the center of it is Mayor Tiffany Henyard, whose administration is now facing the most serious allegations, yet allegations that not only question her leadership but strike at the very heart of her credibility. What began as controversy over board meetings and governance has erupted into a full-blown scandal, with courtroom drama, financial questions, and betrayals from within her circle threatening to bring down her administration. The most explosive development came during a recent court hearing when Henyard's boyfriend took the stand against her, delivering testimony that could be devastating to her political future. According to court documents, he alleged that Henyard had misused public funds for personal getaways and non-village expenses, painting a damning picture of financial misconduct. The fact that these claims came from someone so personally close to Henyard sent shockwaves throughout the village. For many, it was the ultimate betrayal and a moment that drastically shifted the narrative around her leadership. This bombshell testimony has intensified the scrutiny Henyard is under, while she was already embroiled in legal battles over unauthorized appointments and disputed board meetings. The new allegations add a far darker layer to the drama. Her boyfriend's claims, alongside previous reports of questionable contracts awarded to friends and family, suggest a pattern of behavior that could constitute abuse of power. Some alleged that Henyard has violated local laws and procurement rules, using her influence to benefit her inner circle. Whispers of bribery have also surfaced, with reports that she may have accepted payments from local contractors and developers in exchange for favorable treatment. The credibility of these accusations is still under investigation, but the damage to Henyard's image is already profound. The fact that these allegations are coming from people once considered loyal insiders has further fueled speculation that her political machine is unraveling from within. What was once a turbulent administration is now a full-blown crisis, as Henyard's legal troubles deepen the impact on the town of Dalton has become impossible to ignore. Residents are growing increasingly frustrated not just with the allegations themselves, but with the overall dysfunction they have created. Budgets are stalled, essential services are under threat, and the feud between Henyard and the Board of Trustees has left Dalton in a state of political paralysis. The government is barely functioning, and the village is suffering because of it. Meanwhile, the public outcry has grown louder. What began as quiet dissatisfaction has erupted into calls for Henyard to resign, with residents taking to social media and local forums to demand change. Even former supporters are backing away, expressing disillusionment with her leadership, and the growing perception that she is more focused on preserving her power than serving the town. Pressure is mounting from every direction, with rumors of a federal investigation and the potential for criminal charges on the horizon. Henyard's hold on power is becoming increasingly tenuous. A once promising political figure is now at the center of a storm that threatens to erase her legacy and end her career. The political cost is high, but the damage to public trust may be even greater. And yet, despite the chaos swirling around her, Henyard has shown no sign of stepping down. Far from retreating, she has continued to present herself as a defiant leader, one who believes she is being unfairly targeted and is determined to fight back. In public appearances, she has thanked select trustees and reiterated her belief in her vision for Dalton, but her reassurances have done little to ease tensions. To many, her continued resistance only adds fuel to the fire, reinforcing the belief that she's prioritizing self-preservation over effective governance. The media has seized on the spectacle, with both local and national outlets covering the escalating saga. The situation has become so sensational that rumors of a TV special or documentary chronicling Henyard's time in office are now circulating. Whether seen as a controversial trailblazer or a cautionary tale of power gone unchecked, Henyard has become a figure everyone is talking about. Her polarizing leadership style has ensured she stays in the spotlight, even if that spotlight is increasingly unflattering as the courtroom drama plays out and public dissatisfaction continues to mount. Dalton finds itself at a critical crossroads. The town is grappling not only with leadership turmoil, but also with questions about its very future. Can Henyard hold on to power? And even as she does, can she effectively govern with such widespread opposition and scandal overshadowing her administration? More court dates loom, and new revelations are likely to emerge. Each one chips away at Henyard's political foundation, leaving many to wonder how long she can last. The financial mismanagement, controversial appointments, and relentless power struggles that have defined her time in office have taken a toll, not just on her reputation, but on the functionality of the town itself. Residents are weary, they want answers, and increasingly they want change. Change of Henyard is to survive this storm. It will take more than courtroom victories or public statements. It will require a level of transparency, humility, and trust building that her administration has so far failed to demonstrate. And even then, the road back to credibility may be too long. But the allegations prove true. If misuse of funds, favoritism, and corruption are confirmed, the consequences could be swift and irreversible. Legal penalties aside, the loss of public trust may prove to be the final blow to her administration. Dalton is at a breaking point, and as Mayor Tiffany Henyard continues to fight for a position amidst legal challenges, scandal, and political unrest, the town's residents are left to wonder, will this chapter finally bring change, or is the worst yet to come? One thing is certain: Dalton's political drama is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher.